You're watching Let the Quran Speak. And now we answer questions we've received from you, our viewers. If you have a question yourself, please visit our website, www.quranspeaks.com. Okay, Brother Shabir, this is a question about a chapter from the Quran, chapter, it's called Tahrim. And the person is asking about the first verse. And the first verse says, why forbid something when God has made it lawful? So can you explain what this verse is about?
Yes, the verse has a wider context in that it addresses the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and it says, why do you forbid for yourself something which God has made permissible for you, intending to please your wives? And some of the commentators say that the Prophet, peace be upon him, liked to eat a certain type of honey, but it gave a foul smell, and or a disagreeable smell in any case, and some of his wives complained about that, and he said, I'm not going to eat that anymore. But the focus of this verse, I think, is very important. This phrase, why do you forbid for yourself that which God has made permissible for you? Because in Islam, it is generally preconceived, or let's say the average person may think mistakenly that it is better to avoid all kinds of things lest, God forbid, we do something haram or forbidden. But by avoiding all of the things, you may actually be avoiding things which God has made permissible for you. As much as it is wrong to partake of some haram thing or impermissible thing, it is also wrong from the Quranic point of view to deny yourself the things which God has made permissible for you. And there is a danger both ways. There's danger of people legalizing things out of their own whims, and there is also a danger of people for perceived pietistic scruples to deny for themselves and for the community at large things which God has made permissible. And I see much of this latter danger, and as an interpreter of the Quran, if I feel it my bounden duty to alert the community to this happening. A lot of what people think is haram or impermissible in Islam is actually just an interpretation of some scholar in the past who, for the pious purpose of saving Muslims from falling into haram or impermissible things, he has drawn the boundary line a little further to give a kind of a protective cushion, so that if at least you cross this line, you still didn't get to the electrocuted fence, you see? So you didn't fall into the haram or the impermissible. You crossed one boundary by mistake, but
you're still safe.
Yeah, you're still safe. So for the purpose of being safe, they have given all these kinds of precautions that have kept Muslims back from permissible things. And that may have served a good purpose, but in the end, if you put too many of these artificial boundaries up, then you close in the community. And Muslims sometimes find that in order to practice Islam, it's very impractical. And a few people will practice it no matter what, because their minds are so dead set on pleasing God and serving Him, that the other things that don't matter. It doesn't matter if we have no pleasure in life. It doesn't matter if we work and toil and we go through all kinds of hardships in this life, because our hope is for everlasting life with God in the life hereafter. And in the face of that, all of the sufferings and difficulties and hardships and prohibitions and restrictions in this life fade by comparison. So that's one attitude, and it's a good attitude. At the same time, not everybody is going to have that attitude, and the vast majority of Muslims will not and do not. And what happens is that people don't take the religion seriously anymore, because all they see are all of these restrictions and prohibitions. They see the impracticality of it all, and they're not willing to submit to that extent. You might say that that's their fault, but at the same time, let's also fault the theologians who have put up these artificial barriers and made the religion look so impractical. And we should get back to the basics. Go look back into the Quran and ask about this thing that people are saying is haram or impermissible. Does the Quran say anything about that? Okay, go outside of the Quran to the sayings of the Prophet, peace be upon him, which are dependable, as opposed to some other sayings which are not so dependable. Well, in the most dependable sayings of the Prophet, peace be upon him, is there any declaration that this thing is impermissible? Think about the thing itself. Is it a kind of thing which, if it was being practiced at all, people would have widely practiced? Then if it is something impermissible, would it not have been necessary for the Prophet, peace be upon him, to have announced so very clearly? And wouldn't his announcement be transmitted in the most dependable sources? If not, then why not? It means that he didn't declare the thing impermissible, somebody else did. Who?
We'll leave it at that. Thank you, Brother Shabir.
You're welcome.
That's all the time we have. Visit our website, QuranSpeaks.com, and check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/QuranSpeaks. Please keep in touch with us. We welcome your questions and comments. I'm Safiyyah Ali for all of us here at Let the Quran Speak. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allah.